Cue music.
Oh, there it is. Live music. It's good to be here.
It's great to be here.
I didn't know we were locking in Chris's Corner as a name for the third season.
No, yeah, that was started off as a joke, and it
I've
really
been
stuck.
trying. I've been trying to change the name of this for 2.5 years.
You would think with the influence we hold in
Yeah,
the church, we
somehow
could
between
get
me
it
and you.
changed.
They have it on a sign. Do you see it behind you?
I know, I
It says
did
Chris's
see it.
Corner
Yeah.
with the peace sign.
It's really stuck. Well, here we are.
We're in front of a live audience.
First time ever.
Some things about a live audience is it's not one of those audiences where they're told when to laugh. If you hear laughter, it's all sincere.
There's no laugh track.
There's no laugh track.
Yeah.
No sign. If you hear like shock and awe, that's honest. That's real.
Yeah.
Unprompted.
I would love if there was some shock and awe that resulted from this.
What we thought we would do is explain the context. We're here with, I think, 97 people registered, and they represent 25 small groups that are happening all over the Lower Mainland at the Way. And every small group has a pastor or a couple who's pastoring together and a team, because you know what we long for small groups to be takes a team. And we've got all of the team members here. So the 97 people you can kind of feel in the background right now that we're doing this live in front of represent people who are giving up considerable amount of time this year to serve you. If you're watching this in your small group, they're serving you. They care about you. They want to host you and welcome you and set the stage for meaningful time together and a journey together. So huge love and respect for everybody in this room. It's amazing. I can just hear the applause and gratitude being expressed. No. Like in the rooms that are being watching this. It's very meta what's happening here.
It is so meta. And for us, if you're new to small groups are one of the key things we do in the life of the church. Really, it's a space where people can grow in relationship with God and one another. It's not just, we'd almost say it's not just another ministry. It's like one of the top priorities.
I think it's one of the main
church.
things that we do. And we never want to create an environment where people at the Way feel like you have to go to a small group to kind of be in. Like we never want to do that kind of environment, but we do feel that one of the best ways to grow and to meaningfully connect and be part of a living community is through small groups. And so it's a high value. I noticed that we didn't formally introduce ourselves.
That's true.
This is what I was thinking. I thought maybe you could introduce me and I'd introduce you.
Okay, this is Jason Ballard. I met Jason when he was a high school student. I'm a little bit older than him.
How much older?
Like 6 years. It's 6 or 7 years.
No one knows. How could we find out?
How would we know?
We wouldn't know.
Jason is married to Rachel. He has 3 children, Hudson, Mary, Millie. Hudson's the oldest.
Yeah.
Millie's the youngest. And he's worked with Alpha for years.
I was thinking a much more brief introduction. I was going to say, this is Chris. He's one of the pastors of the church. Good guy.
Yeah, I just wanted people to get a scope for your family life.
What we want to do is tell you 3 things that are the better. This is all honest laughter. There's no laugh track.
This is not like a Friends episode.
Three things that's like the bedrock of small groups at the Way. Connect, grow, serve. You have that tattooed to your arm, don't you?
It's pending. I'm thinking, praying, fasting,
Hoping
wondering.
we don't change it to connect,
exactly.
grow,
That's
participate.
Things change around here a lot. I don't want to, but right now it's connect, grow, and serve. And so connect is such a huge value for us. We recognize that on a Sunday morning, it's a great space to worship God corporately. But you spend a lot of time staring at the heads of people in front of you. And we think it's a powerful thing when people move from like rows, sitting in rows, to circles, to face, to getting into the lives of one another. Thank you. It's the one line I knew I was going to say.
I think that like one of the things that impacts me is in Scripture it talks about church as family. And I've really wrestled with that. Like, what does that mean to experience church as family? And I'm just not convinced that sitting in rows with like however many people gather on a Sunday at one of their services is the way into that family like bond. I think that family stuff, if we were really serious about living into that invitation, there has to be more day-to-day life engagement. And so I think that this idea of connect really represents the idea of building friendships and relationships that might be unexpected in your life, not just people who are like you, of different ages and stages of life and all sorts of dynamics in a city like Vancouver, and we're gathering together in homes to really build community. So connection is a huge part. And so often people say this is like one of the loneliest cities. It's hard to engage people. And so I think for us, from both a discipleship point of view and a missional point of view, small groups creates this opportunity to meaningfully connect.
Yeah, and what we've seen just over the last 3 years, the 3 seasons that we've done this, is people start off as strangers and they become friends and they go on trips together, and it's just beautiful to witness and see. Also because, life gets hard. And when people really connect in a small group, it allows you to have support going through the ups and downs of life. And we've seen that be a powerful thing in so many people's lives. The second one is grow.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I almost said serve.
Yeah,
and
I
messed
saw that
up
coming.
my-
I saw that with the way your lips were going. I'm like, he's going to get
Yeah.
it wrong. And then you
I
transitioned.
I edited myself. I'm getting pretty good at it
Very
on the
good.
fly. And so small groups are a place where people can grow in their relationship with the Lord. That's always our hope, that these would be environments where people take steps closer and closer to Jesus.
Yeah, and this represents like every stage of a walk with God. Non-Christians, new Christians, crusty, old Christians, like you'll get them all at small group. And I actually think, this is what's interesting. I
Can't believe you said that line.
you deleted it from
I did. I tried to edit
our
it out.
script.
Didn't matter. It's fine.
And I think it's actually how you grow at every stage.
Yeah.
Like there could be a theory that the only way to get to grow in your walk with God is to only be around those who maybe are further along. As if you could quantify that, you can't. But theoretically, you can imagine that being a hypothesis. Like I need to be around people who are only further along. But that's just not how it works. It's actually when you're with people who are sincere skeptics and have been disillusioned and have returned and find themselves at a different walk with their God, and the people who've been further along. And that kind of like ecosystem of exploring honestly together is how you grow. So it's an environment to grow wherever you're at. So I think that one thing that's really important about small groups is you don't have to be a follower of Jesus. Or you could be a follower of Jesus for 30, 40 years, and everyone's welcome, and it's part of the conversation together. And you don't have to agree with everything. And you don't have to agree with all of each other for it to be meaningful and a place to grow.
Yeah, and the hope is you can bring your questions and your doubts, and it's a safe space to wrestle through all of that. I would also say, on Sunday you get a teaching, and the teaching's like more of a monologue. But it's always a monologue that's meant to create a dialogue.
That's a good line, Chris.
You and God, and you and one another. And the hope is that small group, would be a place where you wrestle with Scripture. Even if you're not sure if you believe Scripture, it's a place to wrestle with it and its implications for your life, which is really, really important. And, it's hard to do that on a Sunday sometimes.
For sure. So connect, grow, and then serve. And serve means serving one another, like really caring for each other practically, but also serving the community together. I think one of the most meaningful ways to grow together and to connect together is to look outside yourself and serve others. So every single small group has an intentional serve project. And this is a powerful picture. Imagine this, 25 groups in the Life of the Way having 20 strategic partnerships with different strategic ministries all over the city.
Well, wait a second. 25 groups, 20 projects?
That's the idea.
But I mean, what are the 5 groups? There's 5 groups that...
I said 20?
It's fine. Say we can edit. We can still... It's live, but we can edit it out for the groups.
25.
25 groups, 25 projects.
Why don't you tell them the idea?
You were doing great, man.
No, go ahead.
The vision is that our groups would be connected to real practical needs around the city. And it's a powerful picture, 25 groups, 25 neighborhoods participating in ministry with 25 orgs, potentially doing great work in the city or around the world. And some of it has been working with organizations like Promise Vancouver and Holway House, but some of it has just been groups responding to needs around them.
Yeah.
Or, new immigrants to the city that they've met and providing
school
practical
across the
support.
street from the house, and how can we help?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of that kind of stuff. And it's been so powerful to see. And as we multiply small groups, you can imagine 50 groups doing that, 100 groups. And it just keeps us from being kind of like holy huddles. We get, tapped into what the Lord's doing all around us. And
I love
it's powerful.
it. So here's the goal for tonight. So most weeks when we gather, we will take time to unpack some of the themes that were explored on Sunday in the context of this conversation. And even though it is Chris's corner, it's not always going to be Chris. It's usually going to be one of the pastoral team with whoever was speaking on Sunday. So
Sometimes I just call it the corner because I don't like St. Chris.
like self-identifying as your own. That way, it's a
bit.
bit pretentious.
Yeah,
And
it is.
and so typically you would have like a discussion around what was explored on Sunday. But for tonight, together as your small group, it's really just about getting to know each other. And so the team prepares a discussion guide. Your host and discussion leader has that. And tonight it's just about taking time to learn about each other, where you're at in your journey with Jesus, and set the stage for many more weeks together in the future. How should we end?
Well, I think we're just trusting that, as we've seen in the past couple of years, people are really going to encounter the love of Jesus in their groups, and there's going to be transformation and lots to celebrate a year from now as we look back at all God has done.
Did you find it better or worse doing it in front of a live audience?
I found it about the same. What about you?
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I loved it. I wouldn't say.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't worn shorts.
Before we came out, I was like, dude, you wore shorts, man. He's like, there's no way my legs will be in the shot. I'm like, I don't know how they wouldn't be. Like, I can't imagine the scenario.
It's because my legs are still tanned from the summer, so I thought,
You couldn't pay
show
me
them off
enough.
a little bit more.
Yeah, they look good. They're tanned. They're nice shorts. Deandra, what do you think? That's our cue.
Yeah, we're
We're gonna play it off the stage.
Stop.